care to join us in standing with the recitation of the Lord's Prayer, followed by a moment of silence. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. It is now 7 o'clock. Shelby City Council meeting is called to order. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated, please. Roll call, please, Mr. Crum.
Mr. Robb.
Here.
Mr. Roberts. Here. Mr. Cutler. Here. Mr. Martin.
Here.
Ms. McLaughlin. Here.
I will now entertain a motion to dispense with the reading of the journal from March 4th, 2024.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion by Mr. Roberts and a second by Mr. Martin to dispense with the reading of the journal from March 4th, 2024. Discussion. Roll call.
Mr. Roberts. Yay. Mr. Cutler. Yay. Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Ms. McLaughlin. Yay. Mr. Robb.
Yay. That motion passes. Don't get caught by surprise.
Sure did.
You're going to be first all the rest of it. All right. Now comes the time for public comment. If anyone has public comment to make before council, come to the podium, state your name, address, and make your comment to council. Hearing, seeing none, we'll move forward then to reports from the standing and special committees. Finance and Personnel Committee, Councilman Martin.
Thank you, Mayor. All right, I want to apologize to my fellow council members. What this report has in brevity, it lacks in content. So, you guys will be happy with the brevity here. I'm going to lead off with personnel. We had Cody Croce, Superintendent of Electricity and Communications Department, come on board February 21st. And Austin Sarbaugh and Matthew Tucker, two journeyman linemen, also took positions in the Electric and Communications Department here in March. I don't have the exact date here, but there, throw us in at that. That's pertinent. Bottom line is, as is from our finance committee for the first few months, it's very difficult to make any judgments on trends or data or anything because it's just, it'll be foolish to do so, really. And so we'll go to, I'll just do some top lines, if that's all right with everybody. The year to date, we are just down 0.58% from last year, year over year. Difference between 781,000 this year and 786,000 last year in taxes. So nothing really big or momentous there or anything to be worried about at this juncture. And if you go to the individual income tax, the individual and business is down slightly, but withholding is and so we're starting to now get into withholding that includes the fire department stuff as well. So again, trend lines being what they are, we'll know more in the coming months as far as that goes. General fund is very healthy. We have a cash balance as of February 29th of 1.5 million in that. And again, there's a year-to-date change on that, but that will balance out once the administrative fees start hitting the account. Skip to cash investment reconciliation. The best rates in CDARS is going to be our 6-month rates likely, and so we're readjusting some of our investments into those. With that said, the total in the city treasury is $14,211,001.09. That is my report.
Thank you, Councilman Martin. Are there any comments or questions for Mr. Martin in regard to his report? Mr. Martin.
Move that the combined financial statement and cash investment reconciliation statement, both dated February 29th, 2024, be received, placed on file, and posted to the city website.
Second. We have a motion by Mr. Martin and a second by Mr. Roberts that the combined financial statement and the cash investment reconciliation statement, both dated February 29th, leap year, 2024, be received, placed on file, and posted to the website. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts? Yay. Mr. Cutler?
Yay.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Yay.
Mr. Rob?
Yay.
That motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Martin. Moving now to Utilities and Streets Committee, Councilmember McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mayor. Utility and Streets Committee met March 15th, and I have 5 topics to pass along to you. First topic is the National League of Cities Service Line Warranty Program. So I've passed these packets out to the council members. Okay, that's what this topic is about. So, please read through this over the next couple of weeks. And on the agenda for next utility meeting is this topic. So the next utility meeting is 12 April 2024 at 2 o'clock at the wastewater treatment plant. So if you'd like to attend, then, but if not, by this time, get us the information of any questions or concerns you have about this. But a little bit about it, the National League of Cities Service Line Warranty Program has been in since 2010. They have over 1 million lines that they fixed at this time. Protection program for water service lines and sewer laterals for homeowners. It covers costs to repair or replace broken, leaked, or clogged water or sewer lines and in-home plumbing and drainage lines. The program was presented to the committee a couple years ago. We're just following up to see if there's any interest at this time for our utility customers. At the meeting was the Business Development Director, Mike Chambers, who laid out the program for us. Locally in our neighborhood, Bucyrus is currently a part of this program. They've been a part of the program since 2013. The coverage they offers, again, for water lines, sewer lines, and in-home plumbing and drainage. It's no cost to the city. There's no deduction for the coverage. The participation is voluntary, and folks can get out of it at any point. So that's that. So read through the packet and let me know if you have any questions or concerns. Second item to discuss is the proposed electric rate adjustment. As a reminder, this is a continuation of the electric rate discussion we had last month at our appropriations meetings. Electric collections are projected to be short in 2024 by approximately $239,000. An upward adjustment would be needed to keep the electric fund balance from the projected financial decline. The adjustment is needed to provide municipal services for the community. At this point, the 2023 gain loss by classification on the customer charge end, we were in the red, 541,000. Distribution was ahead, 90,000. Generation ahead, 2,000. Demand ahead, 209,000, for a net loss of $238,715. We need to adjust collections to cover the administrative fees that we are short in that area. As a reminder, per our ordinance number 4-2022, the electric cash reserve needs to maintain a $4.5 million balance. It maintains a 3-month cash balance to cover our operating costs. The item driving the proposed rate adjustment and the fund balance is projected to decline below the cash reserve policy. So here's the proposed rate adjustments. Here's an example. I passed out the white page here without the color. I passed out 3 pages, but we're just going to look at this one tonight. On the customer charge side, we need to increase residential, commercial, industrial customers $1 per month. The increase to the senior citizen and disabled customers 50 cents per month. The projected additional annual collections would be approximately $59,000. The distribution rate, the increased rate of 18%. So don't get alarmed by this. It's not an increase of the overall electric rate. It's just a component of the overall rate. And we'll look at an example here. The projected additional annual collection from this would be $181,000 approximately, for a projected total additional annual collection of $240,000. Right there is what we need. Let's look at this page real quick. Okay. Approximate percentage of monthly increase for electric from the proposed $1 or 50 cent respectively customer charge and the 18% distribution rate increase. Here's an example. The first example, if you look at residential, the $1 increase to customer charge and 18% increase to the distribution rate. If a home, there's 2 examples here. If a home uses 400 kilowatts an hour a month or 1,000 kilowatts an hour a month. So basically, in this example, if a customer uses 400 kilowatts an hour, the total monthly increase is $2.12. Annually, it's approximately $25 a year. Okay. So here's the legislation and timeline for the adjustment. We've got the legislation set for the first reading on April 1st. And then it'll have its second on the 15th, third on May 6th, and then the 30-day waiting period. Legislation takes effect June 7th, and then implemented into the billing system June 20th, and then customers would receive adjustments in July for the June bill. So we'd basically be receiving 6 months of collections for this year. Next topic, the downtown lampposts. City's upgrading 60 downtown decorative lamppost light fixtures on Main Street. That's 40 of those. Gamble has 9, Water Street 3, Washington Street 1, Flag Park has 1. The Black Fork Commons has 6 fixtures. 16 of these have been installed to date. The current lamp fixtures emit 5,000 Kelvin light. The new lamp fixtures would emit 3,000 Kelvin light, which is softer, welcoming, and warm light. The appropriated funds in 2023 of $23,000 were for this project, so the expense was carried over to 2024. Next item to discuss, wastewater treatment plant proposed dewatering project. The WWTP proposed sludge dewatering project. Some background information. The initial discussion we had was last September. It's necessary to dewater the pressed sludge before disposal at the landfill. The pressing sludge removes liquid waste from the sludge. It reduces weight and creates a material that can be handled easily for hauling. Currently, we're using the contracted services of Sinagro to press the sludge. The contract began 2016 to 2021, 5-year contract. It was extended for 4 additional years through 2025. The rates at that time for 2016 to 2022 to press the sludge per gallon was 0.0475 cents. Sinagro increased the rate in 2023 to .055 per gallon, and it's increasing the sludge disposal for 2024 to .055 cents a gallon. 2026, we're anticipating a significant increase in the rate to press the sludge, projecting $120,000 to $200,000. So, at this point, we've submitted to the Ohio EPA DEFA nomination form set back in September of 2023 for planning for 2024. The EPA is holding this at this point. We submitted water pollution control load fund nomination forms for dewatering press and auxiliary equipment. Estimated project amounts total $2 million. So the design loan is approximately $200,000. The construction loan is approximately $1,800,000. It's a 1% interest loan, 20-year term. We've got many action items for this project at this point, but I'll go to the last one and just mention we'd like to install the press in 2025. Final topic, service department dump truck. The dump truck for the service departments pending the proposed appropriation passes tonight. Funds will be available for a dump truck. Truck might be available under the Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing Program. Availability in 2024 if orders are placed soon. That's all I have, Mayor.
All right. Thank you, Councilman McLaughlin. Are there any comments or questions for Mr. McLaughlin in regard to his report? Hearing none, thank you again, Mr. McLaughlin. Now come to the Safety Committee. Councilman Roberts.
Thanks, sir. Safety Committee did meet on March 6th, a very brief meeting. Chief Thompson reported that there were some training opportunities to come up. The first being on the 12th, 13th, and 14th of March. They were bringing a driving simulator. Then on the 16th of March, they had hazmat training. And then coming up on the 20th, there's going to be a manure pit rescue training. So that would be, this Wednesday? And I hadn't heard, and I hope that Chief Thompson will be here to talk about how the other two went, but I will find out and maybe report that in my next report. In the police news, Chief Combs let us know that he was waiting on final approval of appropriations tonight to move forward on some of the stuff that he had going. And he was also waiting on a date for jail inspection. That's all we had.
Thank you, Councilman Roberts. Are there any comments or questions for Mr. Roberts in regard to his report? If not, thank you again. Now come to the reports of city officials. I will give my report, then we have some confirmations on the agenda. Over the past couple of weeks, I have been involved with typical mayoral duties and delights. I want to begin my report with a huge shout out to the Shelby boys basketball team on becoming regional champions, thereby punching their ticket to compete in Dayton among the finest Final Four that Division II has to offer. The city of Shelby has great reason to be proud of these young men, Coach Galloway, and the entire coaching staff. And I want to thank both chiefs. We had a really cool reception procession through town with lights and sirens and units from the police and fire department. It was unbelievable. Send shivers up and down your spine. So again, thank you, Chief, and I send thanks to Chief Thompson as well. And Chief Combs said, I don't know how we're going to top this if things go really, really well in Dayton. I suggest we get a helicopter ready, Chief, if you can. All right. On March 5th, I participated in Shelby City Health Department board meeting on March the 6th. I enjoyed a morning of bowling down at the annual New Hope bowling event in Lexington. And though I was not the highest bowler among the mayors, I don't want to tell you my score. Someone said, what did you get? I said, ashamed. And so I was ashamed. I attended a meeting on the 6th of the Area Agency on Aging as a member of the advisory board. On the 13th, Mr. Geis and I attended the Richmond County Regional Planning Commission Executive Committee meeting in Mansfield. Also on the 14th, the Shelby City Health Department, in accordance with Public Health Accreditation Board measures and Ohio Department of Health Workforce Development Grant Guidelines, underwent a 4-hour interactive diversity, equity, and inclusion training session facilitated by Renee Thompson. On the 15th, our Shelby City Health Department conducted an in-person interview with a candidate for our vacant environmental health director's position. I'm happy to report that we have a verbal commitment between parties to bring her on board. That'll be a little bit later. She is actually out of state now after the graduation of her youngest son, but things look very promising for that, so glad to report that. And also, 14th to the 15th, as you were reading, we learned the Shelby Foundation's huge commitment to the growth and betterment of our city with their purchase of actually 3 parcels, but 2 major parcels on Main Street, West Main Street. Words cannot describe the debt of gratitude we owe to the foundation for this colossal investment, and stay tuned for exciting details to come. And so that, gentlemen, is my report. Are there any comments or questions for me in regard to my report? All right, if not, we'll continue. I will entertain motions for confirmations as they are listed on your agenda. And pleased to have Mr. Brewster here this evening with his wife as well attending. So, Mr. Martin.
I'll move to confirm the appointments of Steve McLaughlin to the Community Improvement Corporation, Matthew Brewster to the Planning Commission, Eric Cutlip to the Traffic Commission, and Matthew Brewster again to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Second.
All right, we have a motion to confirm the following appointments to their respective boards or commissions. Mr. Steve McLaughlin, Mr. Matthew Brewster, Mr. Eric Cutlip, and Mr. Matthew Brewster again in those respective departments. Discussion. Mr. McLaughlin.
I'll have to abstain because I'm on one of them.
I'll have to abstain.
I don't know if you really have to, Mr. Martin.
Yeah, there's no need to abstain. They are not paid positions. We've gone through this
There's
before.
nothing that will gain.
There's nothing to gain. It is, so there's 0 reason to abstain.
Correct.
Very well.
Yes, yeah, you're fine. I appreciate the thought, but we sort of had these over the years, and that is kosher with Robert's rules and every other rule we have. So feel free to vote for yourself. All right, any other discussion? So we're looking for a yea or nay on all of these appointments at once, as so moved. Are we ready for vote? Okay. Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts.
Yay.
Mr. Cutlip.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Yay.
Mr. Rob.
Yay.
That motion passes. Thank you, gentlemen. Congratulations, sir. Thank you for your willingness to serve. All right, I think we'll move forward then to Mr. Crum, the Director of Finance, for a report.
Thank you, sir. Nothing overly exciting in my department right now. I just want to remind everyone that we're now in the last month of tax season, so please file your tax returns or extensions, as well as your payment for tax returns and first quarter estimates by April 15th. That, sir, is all I have tonight.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Crum. Any comments or questions for Mr. Crum in regard to his brief report? All right, hearing none, we'll move to Mr. Gordon Eister, Law Director.
Mayor, I was going to give a report tonight, and Mr. Crum stole my thunder. File your tax returns, tell your constituents to file, and we still are criminally prosecuting for the failure to file. So we're cleaning it up quite tremendously, but still got a lot more to do.
Okay.
Other than that, no report.
Okay, thank you, sir. There are comments or questions from Mr. Eister? Hearing none, move forward to the star of the show, Mr. Joe Geis. Project coordinator, Mayor.
We'll be opening up our bids for the paving program this Friday at 10 o'clock. The Historic Preservation Commission meets Friday at noon, with the consultant that they hired to do design guidelines. So there'll be one public hearing for that. Commission will make any changes, and then we'll get those guidelines into your guys' hands for approval. That'll be by resolution also. Then they'll be forwarded down to the state for the final approval, and then that will be their design guidelines that they can use to help the building owners who are in the historic district. Also, you can see that the building at 52 East Main is now gone. They are parging, this is a new word by me, parging is basically they're fixing the walls on the adjacent buildings, especially on the Eagles. That was tied into there, so they're fixing all that up and so forth. So that'll get cleaned up, seeded, and moved down the road. So that's all I have there.
All right. Are there any comments or questions from Mr. Geisler regarding his report?
I have a question.
About
I heard today, actually, I noticed quite a bit of stone below the dirt. Is that supposed to be like that?
Mr. Geisler?
I did not see that, so I'll check it out.
Okay. I was just thinking of that deal with YMCA and Mansfield, and didn't want to end up,
You talking on the east side there?
not next to the Eagles, the other way.
Yeah, on the other side? They installed a drain line to help keep the water out of that basement on the other side. So that's just a big trench with a drain line going over to the storm drain to help that building out.
Gotcha.
Is the parging permanent, or is that a base coat of something, or is that to keep from damage from the weathering, or?
It'll be permanent
Okay.
when it's done.
It's almost like a stucco.
Yeah.
Type. Okay. Why don't you use the word stucco? Because it's parging, okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Geis. All right, let's move forward to new business. Is there any new business to be brought before council this evening? Hearing none, move forward to unfinished business. We have landed on a selection for the Purple Heart Trail signs, and those will be ordered tomorrow. And so it looks like everything will be moving forward for those signage, and then a ceremony here with the Purple Heart Trail representatives. So I'll thank everyone for that, and thank working with Councilman Walker on that, and his list keeps growing. So
Not really my list, it's Rich Eichinger and some others are.
working in conjunction with Mr. Eichinger, so
Yeah.
we appreciate it very much. All right. Any other unfinished business? Now move forward to legislation. Mr. Crum.
Ordinance number 2, 2024, repealing chapter 290, Buildings and Grounds Commission of the codified ordinances of the city of Shelby.
First, second reading.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Roberts and a second by Mr. Martin for the passage of, for the second reading of ordinance number 2, 2024. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts.
Yay.
Mr. Cutler.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Mr. Rob.
Yay.
Ordinance number 2, 2024 passes the second reading.
Ordinance number 3, 2024, establish a zoning classification for property annexed to the city of Shelby, Humphrey annexation.
First, second reading.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Roberts and a second by Mr. Martin for the second reading of ordinance number 3, 2024. Discussion. Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts.
Yay.
Mr. Cutler.
Yay.
Mr. Martin.
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin.
Yeah.
Mr. Rob.
Yay.
Ordinance number 3, 2024 passes the second reading.
Amended ordinance number 4, 2024, enacting chapter 217, impermissible expenditures of the codified ordinances of the city of Shelby.
Move second reading.
Second?
Is that you, Darren? Okay. We have a motion by Mr. Martin and a second by Mr. Roberts for the second reading of amended ordinance number 4, 2024. Discussion.
So after
Yes, Mr. President.
after having some discussions with the law director on this, I got some issues that we might have some issues with contracts moving forward like to see those resolved.
Mr. Martin?
So the language that comes out of this is actually from several different think tanks. Any contracts, anything we do that has to be in compliance with general and federal laws and regulations are clearly exempted. So there are no conflicts. This has already made its way through its courts in Florida and other states as well. So there's no need for additional edits to the exemption. They're well exempted.
Mr. Oster?
Just to be clear, it's this legal advisor's opinion this should not be passed. It's also the opinion of our outside legal counsel that this should not be passed. I would encourage you to all vote nay for this. If you want a further detailed, well thought out legal explanation, I think our outside legal counsel is prepared to do that, or can do that for us. I don't think we need to expend that cost, but it's certainly counsel's prerogative, but I don't recommend this be passed this time.
Mr. Roberts?
I know the first reading outside legal counsel, at the very beginning, they said we should not pass this. Have they looked at it since the amendments?
They were aware of the amendment requests and said they still had problems with it.
Mr. Martin?
I think that's a mischaracterization of the legal counsel's email. I'll leave it at that.
Council has the email and can form their own opinions from the email from outside counsel.
If I may just interject, as a former councilman, sometimes I found it wise to postpone a measure to the next reading, to get 2 weeks for homework. Mr. Martin?
This is the second reading, so we have that 2 weeks.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts?
Yay.
Mr. Cutler?
Nay.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Yay.
Mr. Rob?
Yay.
Amendment ordinance number 4, 2024 passes the second reading.
Amendment ordinance, or I'm sorry, just ordinance number 5, 2024, creating appropriations for the year 2024 and declaring an emergency.
Move that the rule requiring that the ordinance be read on 3 separate occasions be suspended.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Roberts and a second by Mr. Martin that the rule requiring that the ordinance be read on 3 separate occasions be suspended. Discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts?
Yay.
Mr. Cutler?
Yay.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Yay.
Mr. Rob?
Yay.
Motion to suspend passes.
Move the ordinance to take on pass.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Martin and a second by Mr. Roberts that ordinance number 5, 2024 be taken up and passed. Mr. Martin?
All right, so I went through and I did all the addition again. I would like to congratulate Mr. Crum to the penny. It was on, so it was very good. So pleased to see that we have the certification. Everything seems to be in order, and always appreciate everyone's hard work that goes into this, specifically those in the administration. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Crum. Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts?
Yay.
Mr. Cutler?
Yay.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Yay.
Mr. Rob?
Yay.
Ordinance number 5, 2024 passes.
Resolution number 10, 2024, approving the Richland County Final 911 Plan.
Move the resolution to take on pass.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Martin and a second by Mr. Roberts for the passage of resolution number 10, 2024. Discussion? Mr. Martin?
So I think we've gone through this before. we really don't have any space to object to certain wordings or anything like that, or any concerns, so it's kind of.
Pretty well over the plate if you come by.
I do have, obviously I have concerns with how that transferring actually works. And I'll be bringing that to safety committee to try to kind of get that, but it's a frustration of, I think, a lot of people. Suffice it to say, you know, for those inside the city of Shelby, like, make sure that you actually have the direct line to the police as well. So don't just rely on that one.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts? Yay. Mr. Cutler?
Yay.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin? Mr. Rob?
Yay. Resolution number 10, 2024 passes. Now comes the time for miscellaneous business. Any miscellaneous business to be brought before council, Mr. Martin?
Well, it's early this year, but Easter is going to be before our next meeting. So I wish everyone a very happy Easter, and look forward to an April Fool's Council meeting. So no shenanigans. Who's gambling?
If you receive a notice on April 1st that that meeting is canceled, please disregard. Ms. Martin?
Council.
Just one moment. So I will be out of the office, as I've already sent out an email, just a reminder, the 20th through the 26th. Miss Sonia and I will be in the Smoky Mountains, celebrating our 50th wedding anniversary. So it'll be a blessed time there for us. So as the succession comes down through, everybody be ready. Oh, right there they are. Just see the right order. That's great. And in fact, in order them. So those three are, yes. So remember that succession. Keep in touch with each other, okay? And don't do anything crazy while I'm gone. That's all I ask. Don't even think of anything like that. All right, any other miscellaneous business? Mr. Martin?
Move council adjourn.
Second.
A motion by Mr. Martin, a second by Mr. McLaughlin for adjournment. Roll call, please.
Mr. Roberts?
Yay.
Mr. Cutler?
Yay.
Mr. Martin?
Yay.
Mr. McLaughlin?
Yay.
Mr. Rob?
Motion passes. Council adjourns at 7:36.
Well done.